Fantasy football, week 7, waiver wire pickups at every single position. Let's go. Remember, this week is the biggest of all the bye weeks. By week 7, there are several teams on bye. The Bills, the Cowboys, the Jaguars, the Chargers, the Vikings, and Steelers. A total of 6 teams on bye this week. It's going to be quite hectic in my Guillotine League. Top quarterbacks to add. Derek Carr going against the Eagles. Eagles defense bad. Derek Carr is throwing a lot of passing yards, and they actually looked okay without Gruden. Who would have known? No, I don't care. But yeah, Raiders still looking good, still rolling without their coach who resigned. Number 2, we got Matt Ryan going against the Dolphins. Have no clue if those cornerbacks for the Dolphins are going to play or if they're going to be out again. This is a very weird team, the Dolphins are, and their defense has been pretty bad this year. So we got Matt Ryan, who's been playing well, and the Falcons have been playing well, considering their team, other than that first week blunder. So after week 1, Falcons have been okay. Number 3, we got Tua in that same game going against the Falcons D. Number 4, now we're starting to get into a little bit deeper leagues. Number 4, we got Daniel Jones going against the Panthers. And then number 5, we have Ryan Tannehill going against the Chiefs. Number 6, we got Jameis Winston, has some really good matchups going against the Hawks, the Bucks, the Falcons, the Titans, and then the Eagles, all in a row starting this week. And then we're getting into deeper leagues here. We got number 7, Sam Darnold going against the Giants. Jimmy G, who I believe is going to start. Trey Lance did not practice yesterday. Number 9, Justin Fields. 10, Taylor Heineke. 11, Teddy Bridgewater. And 12, we got Mac Jones. 13, Carson Wentz. And 14, Baker Mayfield in a Thursday night football game. But he is injured. Slight chance he does not play Thursday night. For running backs, this is the question of the week, what everyone's been asking me. Which running back do I add? And which one of the Browns running backs do I add? Now, I'm just going to start off by saying that this is not an ideal situation. This is only an ideal add if you're very desperate for a 1-week rental. Nick Chubb is out. Kareem Hunt's on IR, so he's going to miss at least 3 games. And the guy I'm going to want to add out of these two is Dearness Johnson. Now, he's got 3 total carries on the season, while Demetric Felton, more of a wide receiver, actually RB/wide receiver on a lot of platforms, has 0 carries this year. Now, it's not that one is that much better than the other, but I'm projecting Johnson to get about 15, maybe 16 or 17 carries even this Thursday night football game, while I only project Felton to get about 7 or 8 carries this game. So in PPR leagues, Felton still has a value. And Johnson's the guy you want out of these two. Now, I just don't have a good feeling about this. I wouldn't spend a lot of FAB, but then again, if you only have 1 or 2 wins on the year and you're desperate for a running back this week, you may have to go all in and start one of these guys, and you just have to burn a claim or spend some real FAB because, there's a lot of injuries. A lot of bye weeks. There's a lot of teams that only have 1 running back, and you need at least 2 in most leagues. Number 3, we got J.D. McKissic. Keep in mind that Antonio Gibson has a small chance of being shut down. He has a lot of injuries, slight fracture in the shin. Just a lot going on with him, and there's a chance that he might not play. Even with that being said, there's a chance he's limited, or it's just more of a catch-up game, a J.D. McKissic type of game script, and we saw McKissic be really good basically every other game in PPR leagues. And number 4, we got Ramondre Stevenson, who just keeps getting hotter and hotter, has a couple good matchups this week against the Jets, next week against the Chargers. And then getting a little deeper leagues, we got Sony Michel, who's got some really good matchups. Hendo is the guy. Darrell Henderson's going to get a lot of the carries, a lot of the work, and he's been looking good But there's going to be some games where he gets rest. They bring in Sony Michel. Maybe the Rams have a 3-touchdown lead against the Lions. Maybe they have a 3-touchdown lead against the Texans. You never know. Sony Michel, worth an add if you're in a 12-team league or deeper. You also got Michael Carter, Kenyon Drake, who's made a lot of his limited touches. So he's going to be ranked really high on some people's waivers. I just wouldn't really add him unless you were desperate for a start. Like he's a bit overrated because he wasn't even like I said, he didn't get a lot of touches, a lot of opportunities, but he made the most of it. Maybe he does earn more touches now that Gruden's not there. We got Rashad Penny, Chris Carson on IR, Alex Collins minor injury, Rashad Penny coming back from an injury just by default. Maybe worth an add. He's really more of a RB5 on your roster, RB6 to be realistic though. And we have Kenny Gainwell, Chris Evans, and Jared Peterson of the Washington football team, just in case Gibson is out. For wide receivers, we don't have any good ones really. We got Darnell Mooney going against the Bucs. He is the number 1 receiver for the Bears. Weird world we live in. Marquez Callaway, another sleeper right there that's on waivers. Rashad Bateman's back, and man, he might be the number 2 wide receiver on that Ravens team, which isn't that great of a role, to be honest, especially with Mark Andrews and Hollywood Brown balling. Tim Patrick's pretty much a must-add. Have him ranked low just because he's kind of boring and kind of been like 5 weeks ago. Like you should have already added this guy. Sterling Shepard. Really, all 5 of these are really good pickups. Like I really could rank Sterling Shepard number 1 and Tim Patrick number 2. So all 5 of those are pretty elite adds right there. And then, you know, these other guys, not so much. We have a random array of Cardinals wide receivers. I never know which one's going to do well. And I'm not going to try to tell you which one's going to do well. I see I misspelled Christian Kirk, but you get the gist. It's playing Cardinals roulette. I mean, even DeAndre Hopkins sometimes doesn't get a lot of targets. We don't know what's going on there. Jarvis Landry could be coming back this week or next week from that injury. We got Henry Ruggs, Kendrick Bourne, who seems to be the second best wide receiver on that team, surpassing Nelson Aguilar. Maybe not on the depth charts, maybe not on other people's rankings or whatnot, but it seems like Bourne is better than Aguilar, and seems pretty obvious to me. T.Y. Hilton is back, looking great, but he got injured again. Don't know if he's going to miss time. Don't know how serious it is, if at all. Cole Beasley, great ad, but he is on bye. A little bit roulette, too, with those Bills receivers, but I do like Beasley, not just because he's back, not just because he's getting those targets again, but because Dawson Knox is injured. Let's see how much time, if at all, Dawson Knox misses. Broken hand, I believe, is Dawson Knox injury designation. We also have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Robbie Anderson, Deontay Harris, the number 2 wide receiver for the Saints, maybe number 1 wide receiver, and the rookie De'Ami Brown of the Washington football team. At tight end, we have Ricky Seals-Jones, Zach Ertz, Cole Kmet. Those 3 are really the only ones really worth adding. And also Pat Freiermuth, but he is on bye, so I didn't want to kind of bunch him in. So I guess those 4 tight ends are really the only ones worth adding. If you're in a super deep league or you're desperate, we got Ross Dwelly, Mo Alley Cox, CJ Uzama, Tommy Tremble, and Jordan Akins. Our favorite segment, right? Defenses and kickers. We have some elite defenses atop right here. These top 3 are super elite, tier 1 this week, and that's the Cardinals going against the Texans, Saints D going against the Seahawks, and Patriots D going against the Jets. I love all 3 of them. I'd be comfortable starting any of those 3. I'd love it. I'd be ecstatic starting any of those 3 this week. I've been telling you guys to go stash the Cardinals D from a week ago, from 2 weeks ago. And now's your chance, right? The Cardinals D did actually much better than I even thought last week. I was saying, look, they're startable week 6, and they're definitely startable week 7. So hopefully you already added the Cardinals D if they were available, because it's going to be tough adding them now. Anyway, Cardinals D, Saints D, Patriots D, and then we have some really good defenses. Not quite that tier 1 of those top 3 defenses. We got the Panthers D going against the banged up Giants. Broncos D going against the banged up Browns. They have no running backs left, or their top 2 elite running backs are both injured. Nick Chubb is ruled out. In that Saints game, we have the Browns going against the Broncos. Could be low scoring. And then kind of now we're in tier 3 territory here. We got the Niners D going against the Colts. Ravens D is back, baby, and they're going against the Bengals. Packers D going against Washington. Packers D is not good, but Washington offense is not good either. Raiders D going against the Eagles, and Giants D going against the Panthers. Could be a low-scoring game. And for kickers, these top... You don't need to add anything out of this top 7 here. So this top 7, I think you're in pretty good hands. So it's Matt Gay going against the Lions. He's not going to be available in your league likely. Surprisingly, Matt Prater is available, though, going against the Texans. And number 3, we got Nick Folk. So this is what noobs do, people that don't tune into this show, right? We started Nick Folk, what was it, week 6. He balled out. Then I told you to drop him. We dropped him. He did bad. Now, the noobs are going to drop Nick Folk. We're going to add him back. Remember, free agency, $0 FAV. Don't burn a waiver claim. Don't spend $1 on Nick Folk. We get him for free. So we're going to pick him back up, and he's going to ball out again this week. That's how we do it. So I love Nick Folk going against the Jets. Number 4, Brandon McManus. Could be a big bounce back game for him. Number 5, we have Ryan Suckup going against the Bears. Number 6, we got Younghoe Koo going against the Dolphins. Actually, I could rank Younghoe Koo higher. I really like him this week. I mean, let's go for it, right? Just coming off a bye. He's probably available in your league. There we go. Let's have Younghoe Koo number 4, Brandon McManus number 5, Suckup number 6, Raiders kicker Daniel Carlson number 7, and if you're in a deeper league, we got Mason Crosby, Jason Sanders, Evan McPherson, and Zane Gonzalez. And I have 2 more just in case. I don't know what kind of league you're in, but we got Graham Gano and Dustin Hopkins. Well, there you have it, folks. That's the waivers for this week. Go get that W. Go get that win. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Subscribe. Really appreciate all you guys. It's been great so far. Can't believe it's already week 7, but we're doing it. Remember, guys, it's not over. And if you're in the lead, it's definitely not over. Don't get too cocky, too confident. Again, let's go get that W.